Good day, everyone. This is Mathdiskarteng Maestro, and welcome back to my math classroom. In this video, you will learn the different types of proportion. But today, we are only be focusing on the two types of proportion, the direct proportion and the indirect or inverse proportion. Let us first discuss the direct proportion. As you can see, we have two arrows here. These two arrows suggest that in a direct proportion, if one quantity decreases, the other quantity decreases. Or if one quantity increases, the other quantity also increases. The taller the object, of course, the longer the shadow. Mas malaki yung principal na amount ng hiniram mo, ganoon din yung mas malaki din yung interest. Kaya, the more you give, the more you receive. Yeah. Now, halimbawa, we have here a problem, word problem. 5 men can paint 45 trash cans in a day. How many men are needed to paint 90 trash cans in a day? So, ang unang gagawin natin dito, kailangan marunong tayo mag-analyze ng problem. Una-una, i-identify natin yung different quantities. So, we have here men, okay? And we have here trash cans. Men, trash cans. So, let us set up a proportion. Men is to trash cans equals men is to trash cans. Okay, so let us substitute for men. We have 5. Mapipintahan nila yan. Within a day, ilan? Ilang trash cans? 45. So 5 is to 45 equals men. How many men? How many? So ibig sabihin tinatanong niyo kung ilan. Eh wala. So yun yung ating n. Gagamit tayo ng variable na n. Is to ilang trash cans daw ang pipinturahan? 90. Ayan. So, 5 men can paint 45 trash cans in a day. Now, how many men are needed to paint 90 trash cans in a day? So, let us answer. Dahil meron tayong ginamit na column form, siyempre involved yan ang means at saka extremes. So, let us multiply the means. That is 45 times n. Multiply also the extremes. That is 90 times 5 or 5 times 90. Let us answer. 45 times n, that is 45 n equals 90 times 5, that is 450. So, let us divide both sides by 45 divided by 45. 45 divided by 45, cancel. That gives you 1. 1 times n is n equals 450 divided by 45 equals 10. Therefore, 10 men are needed to pay 90 trash cans. Now, paano natin malalaman kung tama yung ating sagot natin? So, let us multiply the means and the extremes. 45 times n. Yung n natin ay 10. So, that is 10. 45 times 10 is 450. Multiply the extremes. 90 times 5 equals 450. So, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. So, pag equal sila, meaning, tama yung ating nakuhang hinahanap na 10. You understand? Okay, let us use the fraction form. This 5 is to 45 is equal to n is to 90. So, cross multiplication, 45 times n, 5 times 90. 45 times n is 45n. Equals 5 times 90 is 450. Divide both sides. 45 and divide both sides by 45 is equal to 450 divided by 45. Cancel. That gives you n. 450 divided by 45 is 10. So, sa ginamit natin kaninang column form, we got 10. Dito sa ating fraction form, we also got 10. So, 10 men are needed to pay 90 trash cans. As 5 men are needed to pay 45 trash cans. Did you get it? Let's proceed to the other type of proportion. The indirect or inverse proportion. Inverse proportion or indirect proportion is the opposite of direct proportion. Dito, sa indirect or inverse proportion, as one quantity increases, the other quantity decreases. Yan, yung pinapakita ng ating arrow. Or, as one quantity decreases, the other quantity increases. So, parang ganito lang yan. The more people working, the shorter time it will take to finish the job. Kung kakaunting tao ang magtatrabaho, mas mahaba ang kakailanganing oras. O, di ba? O, kaya ako. Halimbawa, sasali ako sa contest ng Mr. Pogi. Yan. Mas maraming contestants, ako pa rin ang panalo. Ay, hindi. Joke lang. Ganito yan. Mas maraming contestants, mas maliit o kakaunti ang tsansa kong manalo. To understand more about inverse proportion, let us analyze this word problem. Okay? So, 8 men can make a bahay kubo in 15 days. Now, how many men are needed to do the same job in 10 days? So, anong gagawin natin? Okay, first, identify the given quantities. Ano ba yung mga given quantities dyan? So, we have men. What else? We have 15 days. We have men. We have 10 days. So, ayan. Na-identify na natin yung mga quantities. Pansinin ninyo, yung 8 tao makakagawa ng bahay kubo sa loob lamang ng 15 days. Eh, ang nangyari dito, ilang tao ang makakagawa sa isang bahay kubo sa loob lamang ng 10 days. So, mapapansin ninyo, nabawasan yung araw. Kung ina-analyze nyo yung problem, dahil nabawasan ang araw, bilang ng araw sa paggawa ng bahay kubo, ano kaya ang mangyayari sa bilang ng magtatrabaho ng mga tao? Ito kaya ay mababawasan or madadagdagan? Ayan, meron na kayong idea, di ba? So, let us make a table. Tapos, dito na natin ilalagay ang ating mga quantities. So, dito yung ating number of men. At dito yung ating number of days. Okay, ilalagay natin dito yung set A, tapos meron tayong set B. Ano ba yung set A, set B natin yan? Yun yung ating men 1 at saka men 2. Okay, meron kayo dito, 8 men can make a bahay kubo in 15 days. So, ilalagay natin dito yung 8 men. Ilang araw nilang magagawa? Yun yung 15 days. Tapos, men. How many men? Ibig sabihin, tinatanong kong ilan. Eh, wala pa naman dyan, di ba? Kasi yun pala yung hanapin, kaya ilalagay natin n. Magamit tayo ng variable na n para i-represent yung nawawala. Tapos, how many men are needed to do the same job in 10 days? So, ayan. Ayan yung ating table. Now, from this table, let us set up a proportion. Dito, huwag kayong malilito kasi sa pag-set up natin ng proportion, ang gagawin nating ratio ay magkaparehas ang quantity. For example, men to men, days to days. Halimbawa, A is to or over n. Men equals days 15 over 10. 15 over 10. So, yan yung setup natin ng proportion natin. Hindi kagaya dun sa ating direct proportion, magkaibang quantity. 8 is to 15. N is to 10. Kaya huwag kayong malilito. Pag sa inverse, parehas na quantity, yun yung ratio natin. Parehas na quantity. Men, days, days. So, 8 over N, 15 over 10. Okay? Now, hindi pa dyan nagtatapos. Meron pang twist yan. Ano yung twist na mangyayari dito? Yung final na proportion natin dito ay one of the ratios, halimbawa yung 15 over 10 o kaya 8 over n, ay pagbabaligtarin natin. Halimbawa, itong gagawin natin. So yung numerator na n, gagawin nating denominator, at saka yung numerator na 8, gagawin nating denominator. So this is n over 8 equals 15 over 10. Yan yung ating final setup ng proportion. Now, dahil gumamit tayo ng fraction form, ayan, sa mga unang videos natin, naipaliwanag natin yan. Pati yung kanina, naipaliwanag na rin natin. So, kapag fraction form, we are dealing with cross multiplication. So, we have n times 10 and 8 times 15. Let us answer. N times 10. Yan ang sinabi natin, variable times a number. Pagsamahin lang natin. So, n times 10, that is 10n equals 8 times 15 is what? 120. So, masusundan nyo? Nasusundan nyo? Sabi ko nga, kapag kayo nahihirapan, ganito ang gawin nyo. Huwag kayong mahirapan. O, diba? Payong malupit. Then, both sides, i-divide natin ng 10. Divide by 10, divided by 10. Okay, cancel tayo. 10 divided by 10 ay 1 times n ay n. Equals 120 or 120 divided by 10, that is 12. So, kung titingnan natin, 8 men can make a bahay kubo in 15 days. How many men are needed to do the same job in 10 days? Ito yun. Ang kailangan palang men ay 12. 12 men. Kung papansin ninyo, nabawasan yung araw, anong nangyari sa trabahador? Anong nangyari sa mga manggagawa? Nabawasan o nagdagan? Ito ay nag-increase from 8 to 12. So, number of men increases, the number of days decreases. So, yun yung tinatawag na indirect or inverse proportion. As one quantity increases, the other quantity decreases. As one quantity decreases, the other quantity increases. Okay. Now, gamitin naman natin yung ating colon form. So, we have A is to N equals 15 is to 10. Kaya ng sinabi natin kanina, hindi pa yan yung ating final setup ng proportion. Kasi from one of the ratios ay babalik pa rin natin. Kanina, dito sa ating fraction form, itong 8 over n ang ating binaligtad. Dito, subukan naman natin dito sa ating colon form, ito naman yung ating babaligtarin. Okay? So we have 8 is to n equals 10 is to 15. Okay? Colon form. Of course, we have the extremes and we have the means. Multiply the extremes, multiply the means. So, extremes is 8 times 15, that is 120. So isahin natin, 8 times 15. 8 times 15. This one, n times 10 or 10 times n. Okay? Let's solve for the missing number or for the number of men. Okay. Let us answer. We have hanggat maaari, uunahin nyo lagi yung may variable. Ha? Para dito siya lagi sa left side. 10 times n, that is 10 n. Equals, multiply the extremes, 8 times 15 is 120. Divide both sides by 10 by 10. Okay, cancel tayo. So, what is left is n equals 120 divided by 10, that is 12. So, dito sa column form na ginamit natin, kailangan ng 12 men para makagawa ng isang bahay kubo sa loob ng 10 days. Nagbawas ng araw, nagdagdag ng magtatrabaho. Okay? So that is an example of indirect or inverse proportion. Did you understand? Okay, kung hindi nyo naintindihan, intindihin nyo. Pero, sigurado naman naintindihan nyo yan. So, paki-like and share. At huwag magkalimutan mag-subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And, i-follow mo lang yung mga videos ko kasi marami ka pang diskarteng makikita ni. Ipapakita ni Mathdiskarteng Maestro. Bye-bye!
Thank you so much.